Hey, what's up, traders? It's December 20th, 2020, and 2020 is almost done. And who ever thought we'd make it this far? Really, Christmas this week. Thursday, Friday, we got Christmas Eve, we got Christmas Day. So I'm expecting Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for there to be a lot of action in the market. And then, of course, typically, unless it's like crypto or something, the markets are going to be dead. So you have a long weekend to look forward to and a super intense 3 days of trading coming up for sure. And man, it's all about the pound. It's what I'm looking at right now. They're on tier 4 lockdown, which is pretty extreme lockdown measures that's going on there in the UK because of whatever's going on, or some sort of new strain of COVID. Who knows what it is anymore. But the thing is plus there's a Brexit deal that may or may not happen in the works. So, a lot going on in the markets. And, I don't see, especially in terms of the pound, let me give you my reasoning why I think we're going to see it fall off here. Because, we had a serious false breakout, depending on where we open this week. So before I get into that, though, let's take a look at the dollar index. And I was looking at this today, and man, so this huge pattern, which have been we've been trading in it for a long time. I remember when it started years ago. Big breakout. We have inverted head and shoulder pattern going on here now. Inverted head and shoulder, and then just this drip up higher until this massive sell-off, right? So so the levels that we're at now, right here, I have the arrow there. I'll show you why I have that written off. But this is a massive and key level of support. Now, if we break this off here, and we break below this would be incredibly bearish. That would have us down into these levels, which we hadn't seen in quite some time. And so the start of this move goes back to 2014. So here we are now, retesting what was the head of this inverted head and shoulder. So if we get below here, well, here we go. If we get below here, that's going to be incredibly bearish. But the signs are really lining up here for us to see a bit of a recovery, even if it's for the end of the year for the dollar. Now we have another stimulus package that's trying to get passed. If that were to happen, then that would just be so long for the dollar, at least for the time being. But there's only so many stimulus packages that can go through, and that each time it's becoming harder and harder for them to pass. So, but this is pretty interesting. From this low here to the high, this was the coronavirus move, right? This is massive sell-off in the dollar, and then huge as everything just went upside down in the markets because of COVID. This was the big move higher. Okay, so well, where does that put us? That puts us right now close to the 161.8 extension here, which comes in directly at 89.78. So we're at 90. We're about at 90 flat. So that would mean one last kind of push to the downside here before some sort of recovery. And so I think it's really doable, especially if we look at in terms of this RSI divergence, the extreme amount of bearish sentiment that's going on with the dollar. So, be on the lookout for that. So now if we want to keep that in mind, and then we go over here and we look at GBPUSD. And this lines up really perfectly in terms of the fact that we got above this 135 area on Friday. We broke above it Thursday and Friday, right? So we broke above it, 135, significant level of resistance. We broke and we closed above here. Now, I'm thinking that the probability that we break down and gap lower because of this new tier 4 restriction in the UK is going to create some serious downside momentum. And if that were to happen, then we would have a pretty big false breakout here. This being a false breakout above the 135, and that could accelerate us lower, right? Because this is the breakout period, right? This is where we were. This is where we had to get above. This was the first false breakout in it, this big wick rejection. And here's the second. And if we start to really accelerate lower below these levels, then that's gonna be very, very bearish for the pound. Let's see, where was that at? There we go. That would be very, very bearish for the pound. So, so with that logic, plus we have Brexit going on, and are they going to get a deal? Are they not going to get a deal? At this point, they probably are at some point, but it might not be that good for the UK in terms of what they were hoping. So all these factors could mean some really, really big acceleration to the downside here in the pound. So we have that setup between, and that would correlate perfectly with this bounce in the dollar. And so there's a few, and so my logic is, okay, so if that's the case, where else is there some high probability setups for the pound, right? So GBP CAD looks very nice. We're in this triangle consolidation here. We had a false breakdown last 2 weeks ago, and I was really looking to capitalize on this. Man, in silence, this thing just rallied. So here we are. If we gap lower, then I think it's going to be pretty easy target to hit these former lows here. On CAD, GJ as well. We tried to break out here. We retested this area and got rejected once again. So this all seems really, really bearish for the GBP JPY. And if we gap lower below these lows here, it's going to be a while before we recover. So that being said, my game plan for this week is to be looking to sell dollars on rally. So if we get some sort of bounce in GJ or GCAD or GU, then looking to sell that rally, and especially if we end up getting that significant dollar strength coming in the market, then I think that could be a big play, especially for GU. But we'll see where we open. That would mean a big gap lower, and then of course we have to conquer that 135 level to really make that move higher for the pound, which is proving to be a struggle. So thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you have an awesome Christmas. If you'd like to be a part of our group and learn my strategies, click the link below to get started. Have an awesome Christmas. Have a safe one. And let's crush it this week, everyone. And I will see you in my groups. Thanks.